To launch the electronic poll book, locate the Advocate PCC icon on the desktop and double-click it. This will bring up the import screen on which you click Browse, and the thumb drive in the laptop will automatically be recognized, as will the file on it, the poll book file. So answer yes to the question, and the import of the election will then begin. This process will take a few minutes, which is why we advise to set up the electronic poll books early in the polling place setup process. Connect all the cables, plug all the devices in, insert the thumb drive, and then turn on the electronic poll books and begin this election import, so it can be going on while other things are being set up in the polling place. Once the import is complete, the login screen will appear. Enter your user ID into the login screen and click Login. On first login, the recognition of the thumb drive again will occur to be used as the location to store backup data. Answer yes to that. You'll be presented this screen to adjust time if necessary. Just click Open Poll Book there. And the next screen will be the actual voter search screen, the screen that is used to look up a voter who presents themselves to vote. This is the voter search screen. When a voter comes in and announces their name and address and presents their identification, you can begin typing their name, last name into the search box. Type a last name in, comma, and then you can put a first name. Begin typing a first name. You know we have Jones J. At the bottom here we have one with an AB, which indicates an absentee voter, not one that you should expect to present themselves to vote. If that happens, refer to the Chief Office of Election. But when you identify the voter who's standing before you, click on their name. Once you've validated their ID, they're ready to check in. Just click on the Check Voter In button, then click on the Confirm button on the other side of the screen, and the voter's now checked in, and the background color of their information turns red to signal that they have indeed been checked in. Then click Clear, and you're ready to search the next voter. Soon the next voter's name is Smith, perhaps John Smith. So we put that in, and we find no search results. In the upper right, you have Search Scope, Precinct, and All. If you don't find a voter, you can click on All, which then goes from the voter list for your precinct to the voter list for the entire locality. There you can perhaps find the John Smith that you were looking for and refer them to their proper precinct. In this case, we see it is 108 Ecoff. Note that the Check Voter In button is grayed out, so we cannot check in a voter in our precinct who is not assigned to our precinct. In this situation, then go back to the list, click Clear, and it defaults back to precinct search. So the next time you search, you are searching just in the precinct. Note here a voter with a yellow triangle next to their name instead of a green check mark. We hover over that. We see we have a question mark and an H, an inactive voter whose address needs to be confirmed, and H is a personal ID required under federal requirements. And the voter ID chart will help you there in determining what ID is appropriate. A voter with a yellow triangle is not prohibited from voting, just other things must occur with that voter as they check in and as you complete the processing of them. Sometimes with complex last names, it may be advantageous just to search by first name, in which case you can put a comma and then type in the first name, and it will provide all the last names that match that first name kind of a handy trick, again, when there are maybe a complex last name. At the end of the night, go to the options button in the lower left corner, click on it, click close or suspend poll, then click close poll. This requires a password from a chief officer of election who will enter their password, because once an electronic poll book is closed, it cannot be reopened. And once any one is indicated to close on a connection, all of them on the connection are then automatically closed. Concurrent with closing of the polls and closing of the electronic poll book, data is exported to each thumb drive, which is then removed from the laptop, placed in its specified container, and delivered to the registrar's office. A message occurs that the device was closed, information was exported, click OK, and now the electronic poll books are all closed. Use of the electronic poll book is indeed as simple as it has seemed in this demonstration. It is a great tool that allows us to check voters in very quickly.